Hi guys, it's me again. Um, I wanted to talk to you today about some things. The reason why I haven't been uploading was as I've been pretty busy with my life. Life does happen, even though I wish it didn't happen so fastly. But I've been working, as I've told you before, at my job, which is a dog feeder, which is awesome, by the way. Dogs are very good for depression and anxiety. They actually help me out a lot. I know that when I'm feeling depressed or anxious, all I have to do is pick up one of our dogs that I'm bathing and I just love on them and I feel tons better. So today I wanted to talk to you about something that is going to be very hard. It's a very hard emotion to deal with and it's a very hard thing to deal with, and that is grief. And unfortunately, in the last couple of weeks, my whole family, well, not my immediate family, but my grandmother, a couple of my aunts, and my oldest son and my cousin all caught COVID. My aunts and my son and my cousin all did very well with it. They just got pretty sick and got better, but my grandmother, who's over the age of 80, ended up passing away because she had major problems, not limited to diabetes, high blood pressure, and some other things. So, unfortunately, she was unable to fight the COVID, and she ended up passing away on Saturday morning. Now, this death has hit me pretty hard because my grandmother was somebody who practically raised me. Because I don't know if I've told you before, but my mother was an alcoholic and she was abusive. So I had gone to my grandmother's a lot of times to deal with my mother and to be able to get away from that situation. My grandmother also raised my 25-year-old son because I didn't have the capacity to do so when I was younger. So these things are the reason why it was really hard for me for when she passed away. But anyway, luckily I've been working with my therapist in the last couple of months to deal with a situation like this because my grandmother ended up going, she was off dialysis for a long time, and then they ended up putting her back on dialysis, and me being the paranoid person that I am, felt she was going to pass away pretty quickly from this because, well, from the diabetes, because she had to go back on a certain kind of dialysis. She had done the one at home. I think it's a water, those sweet sugar water dialysis instead of the blood dialysis, and I thought that she would pass from this. Unfortunately, that's not what she passed from. Luckily, though, like I said, I've been working with a therapist. So we came up with some things that we needed to figure out so that I wouldn't spiral out of control. And the reason why I know about spiraling out of control is back in 2012, my mother passed away. Now, my mother and I weren't very close until the last 6 months of her life. I mean, we were close when I was younger, but as an adult, as I became an adult and I had children of my own, I experienced her being drunk and doing things that I didn't want my children to see. So I kept my children away from her a lot. But at the end of her life, we got very close, and it hit me so hard when she died because she was only 50. I think she was 54 years old when she died. So it took a heavy toll on me. And at this time in 2012, I had no idea that I had bipolar. They only diagnosed me with depression, but obviously I was bipolar because I did things like such as I was in mania a lot and depression a lot. And my mania was really bad at this time. I was drinking, I was taking pills that weren't mine, like Vicodins and Norcos, and drinking a lot heavily, talking to guys, cheating, doing things that I knew was going to burn down my life. And my husband left me at this time, so it was very, very hard for me. But I ended up, I didn't get any help from mental health. I just ended up fixing it myself. But I got diagnosed with bipolar back in 2016. So the best part of the diagnosis is that it helped me understand all these things that I was doing, because I just thought I was crazy. And I'm not saying people that are bipolar are crazy. We just feel crazy sometimes, which is okay to feel crazy, because it's life, and you can't control your emotions, and you feel it's really hard. Um, so if you're feeling any of these things like the mania or whatever, and you haven't been diagnosed with bipolar, you should go talk to your doctor or your psychologist and find out what exactly you have. Um, the scary thing is the diagnosis, but the unscary thing is the diagnosis, because, like I said, you can tell what the heck you have, and there's medication and therapies that you can get, and you won't have to have such a hard time being bipolar. Anyways, I want to talk about some of the skills that me and my therapist have been discussing, and they have been helping me going through this transition in my life with my grandma passing. And one of the first skills that I use, and we have addressed it a couple of times, is mindfulness. I don't know if this is your first time listening, so I'm going to go ahead and explain what mindfulness is. If you've already heard my videos and you know what it is, you can fast forward it, or you can listen again. It doesn't really matter. Mindfulness is the act of consciously focusing on the present moment without judgment. For example, you would be thinking, this is the worst thing, I am never going to get through it. But you can change your statement to say, I am strong and I'm doing the best that I can do. And that's what I've had to do. I know that losing her was very devastating. I know she was older and she was ready to pass. She had told us, well, not me, but my husband, that she was tired and she wanted to go home to God. But it's still hard, especially if it's somebody that you're close with. So don't feel guilty for feeling grief for them going, and you're going to feel it. It's one of the first steps of fixing it. All right, next skill that I had to go and use was Dear Man. Okay, so Dear Man, I'm going to explain what that is. The D stands for describe. You're going to describe the situation, express your grief, and it's something that you need to get over. Express your feelings. That's with an E. I'm upset because I don't know how this would affect me. That's how you're expressing it. Assert wishes, which I don't remember. Reinforce. That's the R. And lastly, I use the distress tolerance skill. This is the ability to perceive your environment without putting demands on it. To feel your feelings without trying to change it. Because sometimes you're feeling depressed and down, or you're mad. Sometimes you get mad when people die. I don't know if you're mad at them, or you could be mad at God, or you can be mad at yourself. These feelings are normal feelings that you're going to feel when someone passes. You just need to just go ahead and go through the feelings and do it over and over again. You're going to observe your actions without stopping and controlling them. This is one that's really, really important for grief. When you're grieving, you can't change the situation. You have to radically accept it. So you accept the things that you can't change. And that is one of the things you can't change. You just have to live with it. And every day should get easier. That's what they say anyway. It's been a roller coaster ride for me, like always, being bipolar. But the best thing is my medication. So if you're experiencing grief or upsetness, you need to practice these skills, and also make sure to see your therapist, your psychologist, and who your pastor, your family. Those are the people that are helping me well, I don't go to church anymore, but my family, like for instance, my husband has been very, very supportive of of me and my grief. Because he also lost his grandmother, so he knows exactly how it feels to lose somebody so close to you. Um, so you need to make sure you have a good support system. You don't judge yourself for your grief, because, like I said, it's grief. You can't. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to live with it. So these are the steps I have been taking to deal with my grief. Tell me some of yours. Go ahead and leave some comments down below. Let me know how you deal with your grief being bipolar, or if you're not bipolar, just how you deal with your grief. It could probably help somebody else who is grieving, who's not bipolar, or who is bipolar. We're human, so we have the same type of grief process. It's just some people go over. Anyways, thank you for listening and thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my videos. And I will see you next time. I promise it won't be so long for me to upload. Maybe I'll upload in a couple of days. Anyways, have a great day, and this is Misty signing up. Thank you.